when James Harden said it's not enough to play hard in a game like this, I would say that's probably true. But it would be a good place to start because I'm not sure who it is that suggested they were playing hard, but it didn't look like it to me.
We are at very basic level competitor conversation. They just absolutely never showed up. It was over after the first quarter. And so to be cavalier in a press conference, to kind of state the obvious, and not that we were expecting to get X's and O's, but gosh, there was no sense of urgency during the duration of the game. There was no sense of urgency in the press conferences. I don't understand how you get in this moment.
What we thought we saw from James Harden in Game 4, that fourth quarter, carry over, okay, maybe he's engaged, maybe he's locked in, that was gone. So that now becomes more the anomaly than what to expect going forward because he carried nothing with him to Miami out of that game, and so they're now in desperate straits. You can't ask Joel Embiid with all of his injuries to carry the team. He inspired them at home, but it was James Harden that had to come up with big plays to even this series. He was a no-show in this game, and that's alarming.
So, Legs, there's so many different places, and you know Philly as well as anybody does. There's so many places to look. Is most of the frustration today going to be aimed at Embiid, at Harden, at Doc? Where are we putting the finger of blame?
Oh, definitely. If you go with that totem pole, it's going to be Doc Rivers. I just know the pulse of it. It's pretty much Doc almost every time they struggle. They're past the point with Harden where they bring it up. As long as he's not, completely awful. Last night you can't even judge him on it because it was not a game. So we don't know what James Harden would have looked like.
He's responsible for making it a game. I would disagree with that. I thought he was completely awful.
I'm telling you right now, the pulse of the city right now is collectively they weren't there. We do not know if James Harden was going to show up in the game because they were going to need him if the game was tight. That's when he's getting judged in Philly. Where is he when we need you in the second half of these games? So they never got to that point. No one's putting this on Embiid's lap because of what he's dealing with right now. I would say Doc probably getting the most of it. And even Doc's comment right there. I mean, would you guys be inspired if you listen to your coach say, "Oh, we'll be ready for Game 6, I guess."
Yeah, I want to burn the tape.
We'll be ready.
I have to watch the film.
Does that sound ready?
No.
It doesn't sound ready, but it feels as we watch this thing unfold, there's a degree of coddling. So I don't know that Doc crushing his team in the presser would have been the solution.
You don't have to.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I always like to watch press conferences and I think to myself, what do I think would have been the perfect response right there? The perfect response is, listen, man, that's unacceptable. Okay. Collectively, ourselves included, myself included. But I tell you this, we're going to look different in Game 6 when we get back to Philadelphia. I promise you that. What's wrong with saying that? That's not calling your team out. That just sounds like certain about what is about to happen. He didn't sound very sure about anything going into the next game. You're still in the series. You got a chance to force a Game 7, which could be anything happens scenario, and you could potentially get to the next round.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.